So for leveling, I would actually go with Spread Shot until Act 5, and then once you clear Act 5, you can switch into Icy Arrow. You can buy it in Act 5 for the first time, but it's easier to get everything in Act 6, since the vendor there sells all the spells that you can buy. So I would be going with Icy Arrow, additional cold damage, quick attack, projectile acceleration, attack damage increased. That is buyable, it's wrong here. You can actually buy it, as you can see here. And find weakness. And if you have a 6-link Elite Slayer, so that's how I would play it from now on, until you find the correct runes that are shown on the video. So yeah, that's how I level. Welcome to today's video. We're going to look at the Asian ladder here, especially for the Spire, but also in Void Rift ranking. A lot of the people here are playing Icy Arrow. You can see they clear 59 with it already. So that's what we're going to look at, but as you can see in the top 10 there's at least 2 or 3 of these people playing Icy Arrow. You can link that to Frostshock later on if you choose to do so, but yeah, we will just investigate the highest person that allows the inspect here. So let's go into it. Main skill Icy Arrow, and it's linked to attack damage increase, find weakness, additional cold damage, concentrated area damage, elemental damage amplification, and cold penetration. For the seal, he's using Seal of Condensed Elements here. See, is there any defensive seal? Cannot see it. Maybe due to the mana cost. Other than that, he's playing Shout of Provocation with Shout of Power, Lingering Shout, Improved Shout, and Hush Shout linked to it. Vital Strike can be used to buff your crit a lot, release elements to elemental damage, even though the cast speed is kinda wasted. Leap Attack as a movement skill, linked with Teleport. Teleport also really good movement skill. But the Leap Attack, I don't see him using that, because a bow cannot use that, so maybe he was trying like another build with that. So yeah, Teleport or Dodge Roll will be your movement skills here. Okay, yeah. Other than that, let's look at the weapon. Lots of speed, cold damage, attack damage, and most importantly the crit. You can see crit rate 13.8. That is the most important stat for all of your crit on the entire character. Everything scales with the weapon crit rate. There's some crit damage, some attack damage, so actually 6 good stats on the weapon. That is insane. And you can see the damage. Wow. He's using Aquila's Snowstorm Quiver. Coffin of Innovation here for even way more damage. He's playing an item drop rarity necklace. If you don't like item drop rarity, you can play elemental damage necklace here. Tier 10 ele damage. That's insane. Mana is not necessary. Dex not really. So mostly for the elemental damage and item drop rarity. I assume he has a better necklace and is only playing this for the easier content. Projectile based and cold damage spalders here, so that's really good. Only 1 resisto, ideally you want 2 resists. And a good health roll. Attack damage skill rune level, that is really important to have on the body armor. That is 10% of your damage at least. Only this one stat alone. Some nice resist on it and some health, so that's really good. Firebird Chill gloves. These are quite cheap. 7.4 damage amplification against chilled or burning enemies, so insane damage boost, and these are quite cheap, guys. You can find them on the auction house less than 50 rubies usually. So a lot of good budget items here. that we can utilize since a lot of people don't play Frost. Okay, movement speed boots, sadly not 40 yet. But attack enhance skill rune effect. Okay, he really likes to enhance his buffs here and to resist, so that is very strong. For the belt, the Simis Civilization. A lot of tankiness from that. Ambient damage taken and elemental damage taken. It also decreased a lot of health on it. Mana on kill is nice to have. So yeah. And the same as with the necklace, item drop rarity on the rings. With a lot of damage, lots of crit. I assume since there's also no resist, these are swap-ins. Same here. Some resist here. I assume these are swap-ins, and for the harder content he's using actual crit rings. That's what I think. Okay, let's look at the charms. He only got one blessing going yet, which is the Miracity one with cold damage. I assume he wants the as the second one, the projectile damage one, or the elemental damage one. Pastor here. So same as me, he's still missing the second set of 3 charms that are fitting together for the 40% bonus. But that's okay. Let's look at the defenses. Yeah, none of them are mixed up. These rings and the necklace probably swap-ins for easy content. Okay, let's look at the Zodiac here. A little bit in int for the Frost Shock, I assume. And then almost split into strength and dex. Almost equally split into that. Lots of damage on the first. And again more damage on the second. Damage and health on the third. No potions. Even more damage here. Some crit, some mana. On the fifth. Damage and dodge rate, okay. On the sixth. Attack speed and crit, okay. That makes sense. And 1 point here into the 10% damage. On the next tier, sand crit rate and damage down here with some attack speed. And 1 single point into the damage here. And 1 single point into debuff rate here. That increases the chance of chilling. Maybe he's going into this route here. Maybe. And then later wants to take the damage against chilled enemies. That could be possible. Not sure though. Projectile damage with int and dex. Only do this though if you can meet the requirement. Okay, two-handed weapon with, like, he's taking all of that. Look at this. Not quite sure why he's not taking this yet. Maybe he's just missing talent points. Damage against crowd controlled enemies, okay. Frozen enemies are crowd controlled, so that makes sense. Just some more damage here. And some more damage here. So he likes to take all these tiny damage nodes. Okay, let's come up here. Oh guys, actually we missed one in the fifth. There's one crowd control, right? Okay, let's look up here. Mana region, convert mana. This skill here alone makes most of your mana problems go away, but you lose life, as far as I understand, to convert it to mana. Other than that, overpower. Lots of damage. Strike damage amplification is also a lot of damage. Then we come in here. Sharpness, a lot of crit. Knowledge, a lot of damage. Cast speed don't help. And here a lot of damage amplification, 15%, that's crazy amount of damage. Status effect rate on the last tier. Damage against crowd controlled enemies, so that is big. Damage against debuffed enemies, every chilled enemy counts as debuffed, so that is also really big damage update. 8% additional lightning damage on every hit. The way I read that is, it takes all of your damage you deal, and then takes 8% of that and adds it as lightning damage. So if I read that correctly, that's 8% more damage just from this skill here. Mana regeneration a little bit, but mostly for the big damage buff here. So yeah. Well, actually, let's check the relic really quick here. Okay, he's using the Avatar of Aquila with damage on it and tenacity, which boosts your defenses. That is nice. Okay. Yeah, that's the build, guys. Rank 9 also doing the same build. Probably in the Void Rift you can also find people using that. So I hope you like it.